Hello, everyone, and welcome today to our webinar on how to improve your Facebook ads presented by Idea Mississauga and the Digital Service Squad. Before we get started, I'll be saying a land acknowledgement. So we acknowledge the lands which constitute the present-day City of Mississauga as being part of the treaty lands and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Seneca and Attawandaron and wider Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat First Nation. We recognize these peoples, the Anishinaabe, the Ojibwe Chippewa, nations within the Haudenosaunee Confederacy and the Huron-Wendat and all other peoples who inhabited these lands since time immemorial. The city of Mississauga is home to First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. As a municipality, the city of Mississauga is actively working towards reconciliation by continuing to strengthen our relationship with Indigenous communities. We formally recognize the Anishinaabe origins of our name and continue to make Mississauga a safe space for all Indigenous peoples. So October is Small Business Month, and this month we celebrate and highlight the contributions of Mississauga's small and medium-sized businesses whose ideas and determination build the backbone of our Mississauga small business community. Today we are here to celebrate you. So again, this session is presented by Idea Mississauga. And a bit more information about us. We are your central source for small business information, resources, and guidance. All of our services are currently provided remotely, and our hours of operation are from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. We offer free business information and guidance, webinars and workshops, resources and tools, training and mentorship programs, as well as entrepreneurship programs. So a bit more about some of the programs and services that we provide. We provide the business advisory services, which consists of legal, accounting, business operations, sales strategies, digital marketing strategies, as well as scale-up services. If you are interested in learning more about our programs and services, the URL is attached to each of the slides. Another one of our programs, we have the Summer Company Program. This program consists of business training and mentorship to help you get your business up and running, and you have the opportunity for a grant of up to $3,000 to help you launch your summer business. This program is open to 18 to 35-year-old students. And again, more information can be found in the URL attached. We also have the Starter Company Plus program. This program consists of free training and business skills development, free mentorship and guidance, as well as the opportunity to apply for a grant of up to $5,000. We also have the Scale Up program. So this is a 4-month program that supports innovative and inclusive companies to grow and overcome barriers. You attend workshops, you connect with experienced mentors, and at the end of the program, you also have the opportunity to pitch your business to potential investors. So this is a look into our team. We are here to help you. We have John Lamb, who is our entrepreneurship and innovation specialist, Susan Lovelace, who is our small business consultant, myself, I help with general inquiries, and Sahana, who is our who helps out with the digital marketing consultations. We also have our e-newsletter available to everyone. If you're not already signed up for our e-newsletter, I would highly recommend that you do sign up through the QR code provided on this slide to learn more about any upcoming events, programs similar to this one. You will be the first to know through our e-newsletter. So do sign up through this QR code. And here are a few ways to get in contact with us. We have our email, which is idea@mississauga.ca, our phone number, which is 905-615-4460. And to learn more, we also have our website, which is www.ideamississauga.ca. We are on social media as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Idea Mississauga. And now I will hand it over to Sahana, who is our project coordinator for the Digital Main Street team.
Thank you so much, Mona. So I just wanted to come on here to talk to you about two really great programs for small businesses. So the first program I want to talk to about is the Digital Main Street program. So this is a program to help small businesses build an online presence. Through this program, you can receive a free digital assessment of your business. We can help to enhance your business presence. We provide free one-on-one guidance, resources, and recommendations on growing digitally. And lastly, we help you apply for the digital transformation grant of $2,500. This is a really great program for any small businesses really looking to build a presence online and to start marketing your business online. If you're interested in this program, feel free to sign up by going to idmississauga.ca/digital main street. And the consultants you'll be working on this team is we have Yusuf, who will be our presenter for today's presentation. We have Simran and Shrishti as part of our team. Each of our members represent different areas of Mississauga. So when you do get connected to us, these are our consultants that will be sitting down with you for one-on-one support. Another really great program is the My Main Street program. This program is to support new and existing small brick and mortar Main Street businesses in Mississauga, Clarkson, Cooksville, Moulton, Port Credit, Streetsville, and the downtown core area. Through this program, you can receive a free market research, identify business opportunities, and help you apply for a non-repayable funding contribution. As a small business, getting access to market research and really learning about how you can improve your business can, be very expensive and can result in you investing in a lot of your resources. But this program here is a free program available to small businesses. So please do take an advantage of this program and sign up at idmsaga.ca/MMS. And we have 4 wonderful ambassadors as part of this program. We have Duncan, Emanuela, Yao, and Saida, each of them representing different areas. And when you do get connected with us, you will be connected to one of these ambassadors who will sit down with you, provide that one-on-one support. So once again, if you're interested in this program, idmsaga.ca/MMS. And just a friendly reminder, those 2 programs that I did talk about are limited time. So if you are interested, please sign up as soon as you can, as some of these programs will end quite soon. So anytime you're interested, please feel free to sign up. And upcoming events, we do have 2 events in our roster. We have the Digital Marketing Playbook, Tools, Tips, and Strategies to Grow Your Small Business. And then we also have an in-person workshop that will be a part 2 to the first webinar called How to Create a Digital Marketing Playbook. These are in the planning process, so if you are interested in signing up for either one of these events, make sure you are following us on our social medias and our newsletters so that you can get more information as soon as we have them ready for you. And here are a few friendly reminders for today's session. Audio is available for speaker and panelists only. Camera displays available for speakers and panelists only. This session is being recorded and available after today's session. Please use chat area to offer comments and ask questions. Please put to all panelists. And lastly, today's presentation, resources, and a feedback survey will be emailed to attendees following today's session. Friendly reminder, all questions in today's session will be answered at the end of the presentation, so feel free to send in any of your questions all throughout the presentation, and then we'll be covering them at the end. So for today's presenter, we have Yusuf, who is our digital mainstream member for the downtown and Cooksville area, as well as myself, who will be talking to you today about how to improve your Facebook ads. So I'll be passing it over to Yusuf now to bring up our presentation.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Sana, for the introductions. Hello, everyone. Happy Small Business Month. I hope you've been enjoying our video series so far. Today we have a fun topic, how to improve your Facebook ads. So let's get into it. Okay, so how to improve your Facebook ads. The agenda for today, we'll begin by covering Facebook ad basics, how to make Facebook ads better, which will involve looking at audience targeting, budgeting, ad elements, etc. A/B testing, split testing, Facebook analytics, Facebook pixel, and influencer marketing. So why create Facebook ads in the first place? Well, Facebook platform garners over 2 billion active users monthly. The best way to target your ads may be by displaying your ads on social media. Now, Facebook created a space within the platform to allow any business to easily create ads. And Facebook has now divided that space into two easy-to-use tools to help businesses create their ads. Now, one is Meta Business Suites, and the other, as some of you may know, is the classic Ads Manager. So, Facebook Business Suites versus Ad Manager. Let's begin by looking at Meta Business Suites. So Meta Business Suites is a free tool that centralizes Facebook, Instagram, and messaging tools in one place. And it allows you to get an overview of all aspects of your business page. You have the ability to create quick ads here, similar to how Instagram has boost posting. Now, Ads Manager, on the other hand, gives you the ability to create detailed, high-quality ads by controlling various aspects, such as detailed audience targeting, creating multiple ad sets, and access to detailed analytics. Please note, you can switch from Meta Business Suites, which is the default now, to Ads Manager by clicking on the Help icon at the bottom left of the page. Now, Facebook Ad Overview, I would say it breaks down or is broken down into your campaign. So start with your campaign, which was also your objective and goal. Then that's further broken down into your ad set. So that's where you can work on creating your audience, setting a budget, and targeting by interest. And that's further broken down into the actual ad, which is the design and text. Now, how to make your Facebook ads better. We will focus on each of the below sections and provide tips on how to take your current ad and make it better. We'll focus on campaign objective and goal, audience targeting, budgeting, copy text, design, types of ads, branding consistency, and call to actions. So let's look at campaign objectives. Now, the current campaign objectives at this time, because they are always changing on the Meta Facebook, awareness, traffic, engagement, ad promotion, leads, and sales. Here's a tip. Choose the best campaign objective for your ads to ensure Facebook optimizes your ad to get you better results. Audience targeting ad sets. Tip number 1. Try to narrow down your market. Have a strong understanding of your audience and use the audience section to select a detailed target based on location, age, and interests. Tip number 2. Different ads can have different audiences. Although your business targets a large audience, let's say, your ad doesn't need to. Sometimes creating an ad for a specific audience within your larger audience may result in better conversions. Keep that in mind. So here's an example of this. If your business provides music lessons for both high school students and young elementary kids, you may create 2 different ads to target the different demographics of parents, younger parents versus older parents. A/B testing, also known as split testing. Now, A/B testing is a feature available on Facebook. It allows you to duplicate ads and make minor changes to each ad to test if the changes can lead to better success rate. For example, a common change is using the same copy text but using different graphics, so different image or photograph, and or maybe a different ad display, such as carousel versus one image. If resources, your time and budget allow, A/B testing is a great way to experiment to see if you doing your ads differently can actually create better results. And here's a bonus for you. Lookalike. What is Facebook lookalike audience? A lookalike audience, or LAL, is a custom audience not based on interest, but rather based on a list of your existing customer data. This information can be imported via CSV file, usually containing an email list, for example, when your customers enter their email before completing a purchase. This is extremely powerful because you are asking Facebook to find me an audience just like these customers that have already bought my product or service. And budgeting for your ad set. Facebook gives business owners the option of setting either a lifetime budget or daily budget when determining how to spend their money on ads. Difference being a lifetime budget is when you give Facebook full control of the lump sum amount you wish to spend over the lifetime of the ad campaign. A daily budget, on the other hand, is when you tell Facebook to only spend a certain amount that day, 24 hours, on your ad set. If you're a beginner, we strongly suggest keeping your budget set to daily budget, and the time your ads are running kept to a week, 7 days maximum. And over to Sahana.
Thank you, Yusuf. And so now I'll be talking to you about some design and copy elements to help to elevate your ads or to make it better than what it was before. So one of the things you can consider improving your ads is having a call to action or an enticing text on your image. These texts can help to make your ad stand out as your clients happen to scroll through Facebook. Next is ads should lead to the landing page that is consistent with the ad and allows them to take action right away without navigating too much on the site. So for example, we have, a ad on, let's just say, buying a particular product. If they click on that product, it should be going either to the page with all those similar products or that product specifically. This helps your client to make that purchase right away and doesn't involve them having to navigate through your website. So this kind of leads to better sales and better traffic as well. Next is using the right image. So having a high quality image, showcasing your product or service in the image, avoiding including too much text, and giving the image a clear focus can help to build credibility for your ad and really help your ad stand out. Next is getting access to good quality images. So I think when we think of images, sometimes we think, okay, we have to hire a photographer and have them, come in, and really have a whole production around it. But sometimes, when resources are low, it doesn't hurt to sort of use other platforms such as Splash, or there are other platforms that provide free photographs that you can use towards your ad. And this way you can sort of save some time and money as well. Next is when you're creating your ad, always consider creating the ads for mobile. So a lot of these platforms are designed to be used on phones. So you have Facebook, Instagram, all these platforms are mostly used on phones. And so if your ads are designed for a desktop computer, those images might not work the exact same way on a cell phone. So do take that into consideration. Do kind of test it out to see, what does it look like on a desktop? What does it look like on a cell phone? To really get a better understanding on how to create ads that really attract your clients. Next, sort of your copy, your text, it should be minimal, short, and to the point. People aren't spending that much time, looking through things. They are they're scanning over everything very quickly. So in order to have their attention, having your call to action, having something short and to the point is very helpful. And lastly, using a tool like Canva to help you design these ads are also very helpful because you can make sure it is cohesive to your brand by using your brand colors, and you can add text and sort of emphasize the photos a little bit better to better attract your clients as well. So on to the next slide. So here are a few examples I want to show you that sort of show a lot of the things that I talked in the previous slide. So we have SurveyMonkey as the first ad, which is a company that offers their clients the ability to collect data through surveys and other formats. And so their ad, they have a little enticing text on their image, which is get results, share results, and impress the heck out of everyone. So a big sort of thing for people that use SurveyMonkey is, really getting those results to show how successful your campaigns were. So really using those texts to get their audience attracted was very important here. Additionally, you will see that the text above the image is just 2 lines. It's sort of short, to the point, and even below the image with their call to action, very short and to the point. Next, we have another company, and their company uses a lot of bright colors, so their goal was to just use a very enticing photograph, which is great. Additionally, above their image, they have 2 lines, very short and to the point. And as well at the bottom, they have a call to action, very short, to the point. Lastly, we have Etsy, a very popular platform, and their goal with this ad was to showcase a variety of products And with this ad, once again, they, put on like the best images of each of these products and had a very quick, short, simple message at the top, and it's to the point. And most likely, if you clicked on shop now, it will either land on the product page or product page that features a variety of similar items to that product. And on to our next slide. Here, for the description that I was talking about, where your item should lead you to exactly what they want to do, is a great description with this ad. So this is an ad that appeared on my Facebook page, and it said sign up for texts for this business. And when you click on it, as soon as you land on the page, the first thing that it asks is your mobile number, and it entices you by giving you a 50% off by putting in your mobile number. So as you can tell, I didn't have to go looking around to put in my mobile number. That was the first thing that appeared, and this specific page was dedicated to that ad, which is great. I know this kind of process is time consuming in the sense creating a landing page for each one of your ad is quite uses a lot of resources and time for sure, but if you're really ready to take your ad sort of next step forward, I think it really is a worthwhile investment creating landing pages specific to your ads. On to the next slide. So the next two slides are very content heavy, but the only reason I kind of included all this detailed information was because when you do get access to these to this PowerPoint, I just wanted you to kind of refer back to this list that was provided by Hootsuite as to the different types of ad placements that are available on Facebook. So there are two very important things to consider: ad placements and ad formats. So in this slide, I'll talk about placements. Next slide, I'll be talking about the format. What an ad placement is, where in the platform will it be placed? So there are a variety of options that Facebook gives you for as to where you can place your ads. So for example, we have desktop newsfeed, desktop right column, mobile newsfeed, marketplace, in-stream videos, stories, and so on. So all these different placements can result in your images and text looking different. So what does that mean? That means you have to take that into consider even before designing your ad. And this might also mean that making multiple versions of the ad for each type of placement. For example, if you're creating a desktop news feed ad, you have a little bit more room to add more copy. You can also add some links and descriptions and things like that. Whereas a mobile news feed, you might not have just as much space to include copy, and so you have to be a little bit more concise and to the point. Another great example is Marketplace. Marketplace is known for being a secondhand sort of place for people to sell secondhand items. So if your products are too flashy or too out there, your products might just be passed over, but having something a little bit more that matches that overall platform in general can help to make sure that people actually click on your ad as well. On to the next slide. Ad formats. So for ad formats, this is how your ad appears. So like what kind of design is it appearing with? So Facebook gives you an option for having different types of ads. So we have the image option, which is just one image. We have the video, where as you scroll over the video just starts playing. Third, you have the carousel option, which is where you can showcase multiple different products and people can kind of scroll through it. We have instant experience, which is kind of a pop-up that allows the user to see just that product or service. And lastly, the collection format, which allows you to showcase a particular collection, let's just say a winter collection, summer collection, things like that. It allows you to sort of market all those items that are part of that one collection. So if your question is which format should you be using and when should you be using, honestly, that is something that you will have to do a little bit of research on your own and testing it out on your own to figure out which one works best. If you have a few products to use, carousel might be your best option. If you just want to focus on, selling one product or one service, images might be a great option. And then if you really have a good enticing video, showcasing your service or product or anything like that, video is another great option as well. So all these options are great. Again, using something like A/B testing that Yusuf mentioned previously is a great way to find out which one works best and which one you should invest more money into. On to our next slide. So here's just a quick little image showcasing the different types of ads. So yeah, the video ad, the carousel ad, and the collection ad, each looking a little bit differently. And as you can see, each can have a benefit of their own. So like the video ad, if you have something, attractive and to the point, kind of gets people's attention in the first few seconds, people will continue watching it. In the carousel ad, you have multiple different products you want to showcase, a little cute little gallery that's available to customers. And lastly, if you have a full collection that you want to showcase, allows you to sort of do that with a collection ad as well. On to the next slide. Facebook analytics. So you're doing these ads, you're putting them out there, you're putting in more money, and you're like, is it even working? Is it even worth it? Should I be spending more time, effort into these? And the only way to find those answers is your Facebook analytics. So Facebook analytics shows the success of your ads and can, provide some really good insight into if it's worth spending more money into an ad, if your ads should be changed, and if, Facebook ads is what's best for your business. So a few analytics you can take a look at. I know Facebook gives you quite a few different options and quite a few amounts of information, but these are the few that you can actually focus on. So we have the cost per click, reach, impression, click-through rate, conversion rate, and then return on ad spend. So taking a look at each one of these analytics can kind of help to understand if your ads are improving and where you should try to improve, or if there's one ad that you want to pause and invest more in another ad. When you have this information, these are a few best practices I would encourage. One is viewing and tracking your analytics weekly or bi-weekly. So I understand that sometimes you put on an ad and you're gonna wait till the end of the whole campaign to take a look at it. When you do that, you take away the chance of you improving the ad while you're having the campaign going on. So for example, you have a Christmas campaign going on and you are showcasing your products for Christmas. If you wait until Christmas is done and the full campaign is done, then it will be too late to make changes and to actually act on it. However, if you look at it a week later or 2 weeks later and you're noticing, one ad's doing really well, I think this design really works, you can make some quick adjustments, changes to really change your ads to create it or to make it more effective. So tracking your analytics weekly or bi-weekly is super important. Next, using an Excel to keep track. So Facebook does a pretty good job of trying to make it very user-friendly, but what I personally find is that they throw a lot of information at you sometimes, and you don't know what you're looking at and what's important, and if you can really compare your results. So what I personally like to do is take the results from Facebook and put it on an Excel sheet. This way I can organize the Excel sheet to actually present the information I genuinely care about, and I can genuinely see which ads are doing well and compare the results. And again, the Excel sheet can be designed a little bit differently. When you're starting off, maybe you want to focus on a few items. However, as you sort of progress, you might want to focus on other items as well, so you can just kind of make adjustments as you go. But I highly encourage sort of using an Excel to sort of keep track of all your campaigns. Next is making decisions on what is working and what should be changed. So, constantly making those decisions, constantly actually analyzing your ads to see, I tried this kind of display ad and it's actually working really well. Maybe I'll try it again. I tried this kind of images and it's really working well. Okay, maybe let me try that for this ad again. So really taking on analyzing what is working and what is not working so you can make those changes as you create other ads. And don't continue to invest in ads that are not working. I think that's kind of simple, but sometimes, to make things simple, we just kind of want to put more money into an ad, hoping that it'll sort of boost the ad more. But if you're seeing that it's not really giving you results after 1 month, 2 months, and it's just, it's been quite slow, it might just be some time to change up those ads and really try something different. On to our next slide. So this slide right here, so you're probably getting your results, but you're not sure if it's actually good results, bad results, you don't know how to sort of look at that. So there is some information easily if you go on Google and search up, what is the conversion rate standard for my industry, you kind of get some results from that. So these are just some high level industry standards for conversion rates. And as you can see, each industry, it varies. So the conversion rate for apparel versus, which is the dark green in the beginning, versus the pink in the middle, which is finance and insurance, there's a drastic difference. So you might not want to be comparing your conversion rates to all industries. You just want to kind of focus on your own industry and see if you can kind of live up to those standards. On to the next slide. Here there's an average cost per click, which is also something really important to consider. It might costs a lot more to run an ad in in a insurance finance industry versus an apparel company. So considering that as well to really can affect the number of ads you run. And additionally, knowing that one sale in apparel can lead to maybe $100 in comparison to maybe finance and insurance, one sale can lead to $500. So taking those little aspects into consideration when you're comparing yourself to these standards is important. However, these are all just benchmarks that I kind of want you to consider and have at the back of your mind, but I don't want this to be your only source of sort of, I have to live up to these standards. That's not the goal of this sort of information. Your end goal should always be to improve your own ads and to improve your own numbers. So always use your previous ads as your benchmark to sort of for the next ad that you're running to see if you can make your results even better. So I think always start with yourself and your own business ads, and then maybe you can start to compare it amongst others ads in your industry as well. And on to the next slide, and I'll pass it back over to Yusuf.
Oh, thank you, Suhana, for that incredible information. Oh, and right now, yeah, we will go to Facebook Pixel. So what is Facebook Pixel? Facebook Pixel, now called Metapixel, is a piece of code generated from your ad account that you install on your website or e-commerce platform, such as Shopify or Wix. You can think of it as how your website actually talks to Facebook. Now, how do I find my Facebook Pixel? Now, Facebook Pixel can be found by clicking All Tools and then proceeding to Events Manager, where you're located. Now, why should you use Facebook Pixel? Facebook Pixel tracks the actions your customers take on your website, such as add to cart. Facebook then analyzes this information and helps you tailor your ads to a similar audience next time. And if you want to take your ads even further, we can look at influencer marketing. So what is influencer marketing? Influencer marketing is when you work with an Instagram influencer, so an Instagram user with usually a large and loyal following, to help promote your brand for a paid shout out on their page. Why is influencer marketing valuable? It's valuable for two reasons. The first being brand exposure, i.e., more potential customers get to view your brand and know who you are. And secondly, you can then drive traffic from this particular shout out to your website, and from there, collect this data to be used back in your Facebook ads, which is really cool. Now, how to get started with this. First, look at the influencer's page and content and see if it matches your brand. Then check on some of their postings too. Check to see how much engagement they actually get, and also check to see if the comments on their posts are authentic. Because unfortunately, some can pay for likes and comments, so you want to make sure they're real. Certain influencer ranking sites, such as Social Blade, can help you with this. Finally, reach out to them, the influencer, and negotiate pricing and post timing. Also keep in mind, the more popular influencer is, the more they charge for their services. So some things to consider when looking at influencer marketing is, of course, the cost, timing, and you can ask yourself, will working with an influencer contribute to the success of my business? And time for our demonstration. So for our demonstration today, what we did is we have a before ad set and ad, and then an after ad set and ad. So one before the changes and one after some changes. And just so you know, for your reference, the campaign was, our objective today was sales. So we're going for sales in both of these. So back to before ad set. And as I scroll down, please keep your eye on the right-hand side and you will see audience definition and our estimate audience size. And then estimate daily results too. On conversion location, we did website. So it's going to website. You have a pixel there. in the middle. And for budgeting, for this ad, now remember this is the before ad, so this is the one with some issues. We did lifetime budget, $350, and we did it for 6 months, November to April. For the audience, we did a very general location. We did Canada, the entire country. We didn't, we did all age ranges. We didn't limit the age. We only put one interest, physical fitness, because this is a fitness center, and we only used one interest for this. And as you can see here too, our audience size is quite large, like 15 million. And placement, we didn't choose the placement. We let it be automatic. So we let Facebook decide. So that will include your placements on Facebook, Instagram stories, Reels, the advertising network. So Facebook's partners too. So we allowed them to choose. And as you can see here, what's very interesting is our estimated daily results. 64 to 185 people a day. But look at our conversion. It's under 10. As you can see, this ad set definitely has some issues. Just the ad for your reference. Looks like this. Now, keep in mind, this ad too has issues. You will see it's very plain, very general. Let's work out. It just has a set of dumbbells, plain background. The text, you can barely see it. And there's also a typo in the text too. The code here. It doesn't actually match what we were advertising. So we definitely advise everyone to look over their ads, make sure text is correct, everything's matching, it's congruent, the message is congruent and consistent. And as you can see, we did a single image ad, 19 placements, and our call to action was only learn more. So that doesn't really give, or it doesn't really stop the scroll and make people want to really click on it as much. And now if we compare that to our after ad set, you'll see something very interesting. As you can see on the right-hand side, the audience size is much smaller, so less than 300,000. It's still driving traffic to our website, same pixel, but the daily budget quite different now. So it's not a lifetime budget, it's set by day, only $20 a day. And our dates are 5 days now. So it's not a 6-month run, it's only 5 days. And you'll see something interesting here too, is now instead of the whole of Canada, we've just done the city of Mississauga. And I've limited the age from 25 to 45. All genders. And for our targeting, I've added a couple more. Then health and wellness and weight training too. And then what I did was I narrowed it down because Facebook gives you that option. So once you click narrow, let's say it will find users that also must match these interests. So what I did here was I entered our competition. So you can find basically any competition or any other business that's in your niche, and you can enter it there. So now Facebook is going to find users that also might be shopping at your competitors too. And you can choose languages. And what I did also for placements was I changed it from automatic placements to manual placements. I took out the audience network and I just focused on Facebook and Instagram, as you can see. And on the right hand, now this is the amazing part here. Our reach now is 480 to 1,400. And look how conversions, 12 to 36. Much, much better than before. And here's the ad for your reference. And just by seeing it, you'll see a huge difference. What I did here was I changed the text a little, the copy a little. I did hurry, exclamation, to add some urgency, because you want to stop the scroll. Because one thing to keep in mind is that users are usually on Facebook, on Instagram to socialize. They're not really on to shop. So you really have to stop them from scrolling. So a word like hurry or anything to stop them, but to grab their attention would be great here. Sign up for limited time offer. So the call to action there. The ad itself, I've included some red because we all know red is synonymous with sales. 50% off. I've changed the sizing of some text also to grab attention. And the 5, what's interesting here is I put a 5 because what I could do is I can now count down by the day. So I could do a small edit, change the 5 to a 4 the next day and post again. So it's quite interesting to do that. You could play around with that. You can make it ad like this on Canva, quite easy. I've included our handle, Instagram handle below. And here is the code to and call to action sign up. So as you can see, and this ad will do much better than the previous one. It's still a single image ad, 18 placements this time, so a little less. Yes, you can see that this one will do much better than the previous one. Of course, you could publish and you can do a A/B test, and you can even, if this one does well, what you could do is you can duplicate it, do some changes to, and run them against each other, and see which one does best or gets you the best results. And thank you.
Thank you. So that was a great demonstration. I hope you guys found some useful information from today's presentation. So we're just going to open up the floor for any questions that anyone might have. Feel free to put them in the chat and make sure to send it to all. And we can go through some questions. I think one question we had here was, can we export data from the Facebook to the Excel sheet? So yes, there is a option to export directly from Facebook as an Excel sheet for all the results. I personally like to just take the individual numbers and put it in myself, only because then you don't have all these bountiful amount of information that you have to organize through or sift through. So instead, you can sort of copy and paste individual information into your Excel sheet. But there is the option to directly export it from Facebook. And any other questions? We did have a few questions sent to us in prior. So one question we had previously was, some business owners are leaving pricey Facebook ads in favor of for something that's less expensive, and has like, I know like Facebook has a lot of control and things like that as well. Instead, they're choosing email marketing. Is one better than the other, or are both advised? Yusuf, do you want to give your sort of opinion on that question?
Yeah, I would say both. I would say both, but also it is true that Facebook does change the algorithm quite often. It's good to keep up with because I do know what's kind of related to that is now, for example, the videos or video ads placed on Instagram to Facebook, they actually don't want it to be very well produced. They want something very, like if it was shot by phone, would be better than a more complicated production. They want that. They do want that. And the algorithm will actually promote that video more than the one that has like a big production behind it. So I would say do both, but also keep up to date on the algorithm too.
Yeah,
See what they're promoting, what they're pushing.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, I think email marketing has a few other additional marketing goals that Facebook doesn't. So for example, email marketing can really help to build a community, because you might have like a newsletter going through products. You can give, early access to, your client list. So these are clients that you're actually loyal to. So, or that are clients that are more loyal to your brand as they've shared their email with you. So your email marketing tends to be a little bit more community based, whereas I think your Facebook ads are a little bit more getting leads and getting your brand out there and your products out there. So I think the fact that they both play a different role, you might want to understand if your brand is looking to increase your brand awareness and push more leads or build a community and gain more leads that way. So understanding that two of them kind of play a different purpose might help to decide which one's worth investing in. And the question before, so where can we find the webinar recording on the website? So there is a section for past recordings available on the Idea Mississauga website. Mona will include a link in our chat as well. And currently the 3 webinars that we did for this series will be coming out soon. So stay tuned for that and you'll have access to all 3 videos on our page. You will also get the recording in a form of an email if you've attended this session with the PowerPoint as well, so that you guys have some notes with you as well. Next question is, to increase the number of conversion, a catchy feed makes a difference or a manual setting or both? Increase the number of conversion, a catchy feed makes a difference or a manual setting or both? If you don't mind just clarifying a little bit as to what you mean by catchy feed, that would be super helpful. I think it was just a little hard for us to understand. So let us know and we'll be happy to answer that question next. And next question is, can you manage ads from Business Suite or only from the ad manager? Do you want to take that one?
Yes, I would recommend going into, I'm a bit old school when it comes to ad manager, so I'd recommend going into ad manager to handle that. You can in Meta Suite, in Business Suite, but I would definitely suggest ad manager just for the hands-on. You can re-break it down, from the campaign to the ad set and the actual ad to it's a lot more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
So I would recommend ad manager personally.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Same here. It just gives you so much more room to customize it for your clients.
Mhm.
Um, if you are intimidated by the whole ads aspect and creating it on your own, then we understand that you might want to start off on Business Suite. But if you're really ready to kind of move forward and improve on your ads, I think making that transition into Ad Manager would be really helpful. Next question is, so we'll be going back to our previous questions that we got asked. So another question we got was where to start the process, how to know if your ad is working, and what about just trying to get the name of your business out there, not to sell products? If they buy, that's great. So you said we have a client that's just starting off their business, they just want to get their name out there. How would you recommend that they get started in the process? And yeah, should they even be doing Facebook ads if it's just their goal just to get their name out there?
That's actually a great question. Um, well, I would say if you were doing Facebook ads, you would focus on awareness instead. Well, for the campaign objective, it wouldn't be sales necessarily, it would be awareness or even engagement, but I would say awareness just to really get your brand, your name out there. I would also suggest that what you could do is maybe focus more on, and this is just my suggestion, maybe Instagram.
Hmm.
And maybe you could do some shallows or even a boost post on there first, just to see how interested people are around you, and then or just even build that interest a little, and then transition to Facebook is what I would do personally, just to get the word out there. And I really am a fan of if you're a small business using the communities on Instagram when you're beginning to really get the word out there because followers usually trust the influencer they're following, and they really do. And it's really that human to human interaction and trust. So if you find the right influencer and with the right audience, and it looks like your target audience, reach out to them and see if you can work something out there.
That's really great advice. And I think also for your ads, the important part is how you design your ads to make sure it's not, you know, there is a difference between selling a product versus selling your brand. And,
Mhm.
the one that's selling the brand and just raising awareness might focus more on your sort of messaging, what your brand stands for, what makes you different from other brands, whereas the one that you're selling the specific products might provide a little bit more details on the product itself. So understanding that there's a difference between like an awareness campaign versus a sales campaign might help to sort of get you started on how to design your ads. So yeah, making that differentiation and even setting your objectives in the beginning, as Yusuf said, making sure you select awareness versus leads, because then Facebook will understand to how to like share your ads differently. It's great. And then I think we got a clarification. So catchy feed,
Okay.
attractive ads as the example shown from two black dumbbells to people exercising, more colorful ad. So if we go back to the original question. So to increase the number of conversion, a catchy feed makes a difference, or a manual setting, or both. Okay, so is it the actual ad itself that makes the ad work better, or is it some manual settings that help to make the ad better? Well, how would you answer that?
Well, I would say both. For your manual settings, it helps to, well, I would say, the budgeting makes a difference, and the
Mhm.
interest definitely makes a difference too. So those would be the main two. And then your placements also. I would stick to more of just the Facebook and Instagram listings. Me personally, I wouldn't do Audience Network, because Audience Network, although it is a lower price, it will lead to less conversions. So I would stick to Facebook and Instagram for my placements. And for the actual design of that, it would make a difference, because you want to stop the scroll, because people are scrolling usually on Facebook and Instagram. They're not looking to shop. So they're looking to socialize, catch up with friends. So you actually have to grab their attention. So ad design, that's where it comes in, and ad copy and text, adding that urgency, that's where it comes into it, really. So I would say. So it would make a difference.
That's a great answer. Wonderful. Yeah, I think the manual settings help to enhance the actual ad. So like they kind of work side to side. So if one is lacking over the other, your ad's just not going to perform as well.
Mm-hmm.
And as previously mentioned in the presentation, really taking the time to optimize your ads for each type of placement format can really help to push those ads even further. So manual settings are super important, and is the actual design. They kind of work side to side. Great question. Next question. So feel free to continue to put in the questions in the chat. Just taking this moment or chance to also share that, we do have those two great programs available to you, the Digital Main Street program and the My Main Street program. With the Digital Main Street program, it's focused on helping you grow a presence online. So our consultants will sit with you, provide one-on-one consultations to provide you with some strategies on helping you build a presence online. And then we also have the My Main Street program, which is a program designed to help businesses move forward and grow their business. You will have our ambassadors sit down with you to identify opportunities, to look through market research for your specific community to see if there are ways you can better improve your business to serve your customers. So these two great programs both have grants available, funding contributions that are available. So if you are interested, please feel free to sign up on our website. There's IDM Saga / Digital Main Street, and then IDM Saga / MMS. And our wonderful helper Mona is sharing those links in our chat, so feel free to click on those links as well. Next question we had was, could you introduce more about the CPC and impressions? What's the difference in how to choose? So just to make sure I am calling it the correct one, cost per click is the CPC, and then we have the impressions. So cost per click is how much it's costing each client, or how much it's costing you when a client clicks on your ad. And impressions is as long as they just glance at your ad, they will be considered an impression. So if they like take a second to actually look at it and it actually falls on their feed, that'll be considered impression. So what's the difference? I would say the CPC is valued a little bit higher than impressions. You will find that your impressions is a lot higher than your CPC. That's because, a lot of people view your ads, but they don't necessarily take action. Whereas CPC, indicates that they've seen your ad and actually clicked through and maybe visited the website showed, or even clicked your Facebook page or something like that, and they've actually taken an action. So the CPC clients are the ones that are actually loyal, not loyal to your brand, but are considering becoming your clients. Whereas impressions, some might be interested in your brand, some might be aware of your brand, but they haven't necessarily taken any action. So if there's one that you want to value over the other, CPC is a great one. And then just referring back to some other questions that were sent in previously. Are Facebook ads beneficial for startups? And then second is how to get people to respond to my ads. So I think the first question with, are Facebook ads beneficial to startups? How would you feel about that, Yusuf?
I would say yes, but of course, we would, well, you'd look over your budget and see how much, you have really to put towards Facebook ads. Um, just a ballpark number, you hear businesses spending in the beginning 500 to 1,000, somewhere around there, you begin to see. But, you know, for a startup, like I said earlier, I would say mm, look at Instagram first, see if there's any communities or any influencers that maybe match your brand, reach out to them, and you can then compare the pricing and see, before you go ahead with either one. Facebook ads are beneficial to a startup. I definitely would say yes, but also, just keep in mind of your budget and how much you really want to spend and can spend. Because I know, when you start up, you bootstrap in, it's a little bit difficult. So yeah, you have to see because Facebook ads, how can I put it? It's more like it's long term, it's a long game. It will take time for it to pick up. Like it will pick up, but it will take time. It will take testing. Keep in mind because then you have to, let's say you find the ad that does well, then you can test it, split test it. Let's say it is driving traffic to your website and people buy in. Now you have an audience that you can use, a custom audience. So now you can set ads towards that. It's really the long-term game. So and it gets pricey, of course, because it's a long-term game. So that's just something to keep in mind. But it's beneficial. But in the beginning, I would say maybe look at options like Instagram too and see and compare which one is better for you in the beginning price wise.
It's really great advice. And at the end of the day, it's honestly based on your strategies for your marketing plan, if it makes sense to be investing in
Hmm.
Facebook ads versus any other ads that you have, or sorry, not any other ads, but any other forms of marketing that you are
Yes.
considering. So, some startups, they value connecting with clients on LinkedIn, for example, as a form of best reaching out to their clients. Like that's how they're going to see them most. Some clients think that, yeah, as Yusuf mentioned, a influencer, investing in an influencer is just a little bit more worthwhile than perhaps a Facebook ad. So hard to answer if Facebook ads is the one for all startups. However, some industries, favor some methods of marketing over others because those work better. And so doing a little bit of research can really be helpful to see, if your industry, if it makes sense to be on Facebook ads and if, it suits your industry as well.
And something quickly to add to, Sana, it might be helpful
Mhm.
also is if you're a startup and you're bootstrapping at the moment and it's kind of hard to set some money aside. You can also look into organic forms of marketing like free marketing, Facebook groups and whatnot. So that is another way to word of mouth, on Facebook. So that is another way to get at least some interest in,
Mhm.
in your brand.
Exactly. That's great. With our last minute here, just wanted to
Oh,
reach out to see if there's any other further questions we have. One last moment. Right, that might be all the questions we
oh,
have. Once again, you will be getting access to the recording of this webinar as well as a presentation sent to you by an email. We'll have all three of our webinars available to you, so please stay tuned for that. And we have other great webinars coming up, so if you are interested in learning more, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all these platforms as we share a lot of our information on there. Our website's great as well as our newsletter. So IDM Mississauga is the place to find all that information. So feel free to browse, visit, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us as well. Thank you so much, and that concludes our presentation, and we hope to see you again on another presentation in the future. Have a great, wonderful rest of your afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Yusuf, for all your work. Wonderful
Thank you, Sana.
presentation.
Thank you.